All right, this is a scatter plot talking about a feeding program for some alligators. Okay, now this doesn't mean that the alligators were 0 weeks old. Okay, what it means is when they started taking the weights of the alligators, that was on week 0. Okay. Also, you can tell that it's very tightly. Uh, the correlation is very tight. So again, I would say this probably, and it's positive. So I'd say this probably has an R value of 0.9. All right, a very tight correlation coefficient. Okay. Now, really, this is all the problems are going to be is just going through this, and this is actually the last really big idea that we have for the year. So you're getting very close to being at the end of the year. Okay. So now we've created our scatter plot. Notice that I went by 2s here. I knew that the weeks of feeding, I had to go from 0 to 49, so I went by 5s on the bottom, 5, 10, 15, all the way up to 50, okay? You're gonna have to do a good job of figuring out what scale you want your graphs to be. And here I knew I had to go up to 20, so I went from 0 to 20, I went by 2s, okay? Plotted my points to the best that I could, as accurate as I possibly be. The accuracy of this is gonna make a big difference in the accuracy of your line. Okay. Now, everybody's line, no, I would say most people's line is not going to be the same, right? Everybody's line is going to be slightly different. This is kind of an artist view of line of best fit. There is actually calculations that you can make to do that, but that's for computers. Okay, so we're just doing our best. We're eyeballing it and making our line of best fit. So I don't know, maybe I could have raised it up just a little bit, but I'm still going to go with this. I can see that I have 2 points above and 1 point below, but it's close enough. So I'm going to circle that point there, and I'm going to circle that point there. Those are the 2 points that are furthest apart. So what was that point? That was the point 9, 8.6. And this point was the point 43. 17.2. Okay. All right, away we go. All right, so now we're going to come up with the equation. So whenever we got the equation, the first thing that we have to do is we have to find slope. So slope equals change in y over change in x. So I'm going to go 17.2 minus 8.6 over 43 minus 9, okay? So 17.2 minus 8.6 is
8.6.
exactly 8.6, okay? And then 43 minus 9.
34.
34, okay. Now, I'm actually going to change that to a decimal. What is 8.6 divided by 34?
0.25.
Okay, so that's telling us basically that the alligator is gaining 1/4 pound every week. All right, so now I'm going to choose a point. Doesn't matter which point we choose. So I'm going to choose this guy. Okay, so here I go. Y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. All right, and so if I choose y minus 17.2 equals 0.25, that was my slope, times the quantity x minus 43. Okay, so y minus 17.2 equals 0.25x minus, okay, I already went there. Now we got to go there. So 0.25 times 43.
10.75.
10.75, and then I have to add 17. Let's see, make that negative.
Okay.
And then add 17.2 to that.
6.45.
So y equals 0.25x plus
6.45.
6.45. Okay, which that makes sense. You know, the line's adjusted slightly, but look, that's pretty close to our y-intercept, right? Which what they said was 6. They have 6.5 here, but that's because, remember, the equation is just a prediction line, right? Okay, bam, there's our equation. So what is this equation telling us? It's telling us that when we started weighing, the alligator was close to 6 pounds, and every week he puts on 0.25 pounds. There's your equation. Okay, let's do one interpolation. Interpolation. Okay, so that means we're going to choose a value somewhere. Tanya, I want you to choose a value somewhere between 0 and 49. Any value.
44.
Okay, so how much should the alligator have weighed at 44 weeks? Well, let's see. We would go y equals 0.25. We put a 44 in there, times 44 plus 6.45. So we have 0.25 times 44 equals plus 6.45.
1745.
Okay, so at 44 weeks, the alligator should have weighed about 17.45 pounds. Now let's go look at our graph. 44 weeks, we follow it up. And I mean, yeah, it's pretty dang close right in there, right? 44 weeks, follow it, 44, follow it up, 17 pounds. That's obviously very good estimation. Okay, now let's make an extrapolation. That would be outside of the data point. Okay, and so Tani picks any week beyond 50 weeks.
72.
Okay, so how much would we expect the alligator to weigh at 72 weeks? Well, we're going to use this equation again. Y equals 0.25 times 72 plus 6.45. So 0.25 times 72 was 18 plus 6.25.
24.
24.45. So at what, 72 weeks, we would expect the alligator to be about 24.45 pounds. Okay, so can you see how line of best fit helps you make predictions, whether it's interpolation, which is inside the data, or extrapolation, which is outside the data? That's how we use lines of best fit. Okay, I'm going to give you an assignment that's going to involve those things, and I'm going to ask you a few questions. You're going to answer the questions, then we're going to have a quiz, and then we're almost there. All right, so I've given you two examples. I was thinking about stretching this assignment over to make two assignments out of it, but what I've decided to do is kind of make one semi-long assignment. So you got one assignment, you've got a quiz, and then I'm going to have you do a little essay for me at the end, and then that's it. So really right now we have 3 assignments left, counting the one that I'm giving you today. Okay, if you do these assignments well, you'll do great on the quiz. The one piece of the quiz that you need to definitely be able to do is if you're given 2 points, you need to be able to create a line. Now, obviously, that's what you're going to be doing for these 4 problems, but all the rest of the quiz to me looks completely easy. So if you know how to use point slope form, take 2 points and create a line, you're going to kick butt on the quiz. So really, if you look at it, you've got this assignment, you've got a short quiz, and then you've got a little essay that I'm planning on giving you. And then that's it for the year. And hope, man, you guys will be ready for geometry next year, and hopefully by that time we're all back to as much normal as we could possibly be.